Taliban crush opposition across Afghanistan as chaos builds at airport. CNN. The Taliban have moved swiftly to crush all the opposition to their rule across Afghanistan, clashing with the protesters and forcing an entire city to stay inside. As a frantic rush to escape the country intensifies at Kabul's international airport, a curfew will be imposed for an indefinite time over the entire southeastern Afghan city of Khost on Thursday. Multiple Taliban sources told CNN on Wednesday after videos emerged on social media purporting to show hundreds of people there demonstrating against the militant group's seizure of power. All kinds of movement will be banned while joint forces of the Islamic Emirate to carry out clearance operations in the city. One source said around 650,000 Afghans are estimated to live in the rural and urban areas of surrounding coastal province. The rapid shutdown of opposition undermines the Taliban's repeated attempts to convince international media and observers that their rule will be more restrained and inclusive than it was 2 decades ago. But it reflects the reality across the country where similarly severe approaches have been taken. Tensions are especially heightened because the August 19th is Afghanistan's Independence Day, marking the date Britain relinquished control of the country in 1990s. The Taliban fighters patrolled Kabul on Wednesday. Afghans poured onto Kabul's streets with the national black, red, and green flag to mark the date on Thursday, in defiance of the Taliban. In some instances, they removed the white and black Taliban flag. One witness told CNN the Taliban had fired into the air to try and break up the procession. It is unclear if anyone was injured. On Wednesday, militants fired into the crowd and beat protesters at the similar rally in Jalalabad, where demonstrators had removed the group's flag from the main square, 3 witnesses told CNN. And on the streets of Kabul, women who occupied prominent positions in the past 2 decades continue to fear with their safety. Taliban fighters accost CNN reporter and crew at the capital's airport, where for days images of frantic Afghans looking for escape have underscored the dramatic unraveling of 2 decades of U.S. involvement in the country. Crowds are swelling and locals are struggling to get through Taliban checkpoint and into the facility. The U.S. Embassy in the city warned the people on Wednesday evening that it cannot ensure safe passage to the airport. The U.S. has evacuated 1,800 individuals from Afghanistan over the past day and a total of 6,000 since Saturday, the White House said Wednesday. The President Joe Biden still facing international condemnation for their unapologetic stance at the American withdrawal, and the ensuing rise of the Taliban has suggested the U.S. troops could stay past withdrawal deadline to evacuate all Americans. He did not make the same pledge for Afghan partners, and locals face a chaotic rush to get themselves onto a flight after images emerged of mothers handing their babies to British soldiers over barbed wire outside the airport. The UK's Defense Minister Ben Wallace said Thursday they cannot take unaccompanied minors. He added it has been very difficult for troops dealing with some desperate people, many of whom are just wanting to leave the country. Wallace claimed that the Taliban were letting our people through to the processing center, which is good news. But people CNN spoke with on the ground have reported severe difficulties in assessing the effort, with several saying they were turned away despite having a correct paperwork. In total, 12 people have been killed in and around the airport since the Taliban took the control of the capital on Sunday, Reuters reported Thursday, citing NATO sources and Taliban officials. The deaths were caused either by gunshots or stampedes of people trying to get into the airport in the hope of boarding an evacuation flight, Reuters reported. CNN has been unable to independently verify the report. And as the final departure of Western forces looms larger, since at the airport were becoming more disorderly, a Dutch evacuation plane was forced to leave with no passengers on Wednesday, while the European Union's top diplomat, Josep Borrell, has lamented that the bloc cannot rescue all Afghans seeking a way out. These people have loyally propped and defended the US and EU interest in Afghanistan over many years, in more moral duty to protect them and to help to save as many people as possible, he said, conceding we cannot take all Afghan people out of the country. CNN's Pascal Cotovio, Sarah Dean, and Anna Coren contributed reporting.